No fuel. Just the sun, funneled through compact units that fit on rooftops. In one test, a single transmitter lit up a rural clinic for weeks, keeping vaccines cold and incubators warm during a brutal rainy season. Doctors there reported a 40% drop in child mortality from infections that thrived in the dark. That's not hype. That's lives saved. Now scale that up. Imagine a network of these stations dotting the continent. One in the Sahel, beaming power southward to combat desertification with electrified irrigation pumps. Another in the Congo Basin, powering logging camps sustainably without ravaging forests for diesel runs. And in East Africa, a hub in Kenya's Rift Valley, sending juice to nomadic Maasai herders whose kraals move with the seasons. No more trekking for charges. No more children left behind in the dust. This is the gridless grid. And it's already sparking pilots that could rewrite the map. Let's zoom in on Uganda. In the northern districts, scarred by years of conflict, a partnership between local NGOs and South Korean tech firms rolled out 3 wireless transmitters in 2024. They targeted 12 villages, home to 8,000 souls. Within 6 months, 95% of households had light after dark. Schools extended hours, with teachers using projectors to beam lessons from Khan Academy onto whitewashed walls. Crop yields jumped 25% as farmers powered dehullers and storage units, cutting post-harvest losses that once claimed half their harvest. One woman, Amina, a widow with 5 kids, told reporters, "For the first time, I sow at night. My hands make money while the world sleeps." That's the ripple effect. From one beam of energy to waves of empowerment. Now, Tanzania's taking notes. In the coffee-growing regions near Mount Kilimanjaro, wireless stations are juicing up processing plants. Beans that used to rot in the sun now dry evenly under powered fans. Exporters report premiums for quality, injecting cash back into communities. And in the fishing villages along Lake Victoria, boats return with catches preserved in electrified coolers, fetching double the price at market. This isn't charity. It's capitalism unlocked. Energy poverty costs Africa up to 4% of GDP annually, per World Bank estimates. Flip that script, and you're talking trillions in unlocked wealth. Jobs in installation, thousands per station. Training programs at universities like Makerere in Uganda or Stellenbosch in South Africa, churning out wireless engineers. Startups blooming like acacia trees, from drone-delivered receivers to AI-optimized beam targeting that dodges clouds or birds. And the environment? A love letter to the planet. Traditional grids guzzle materials, copper mined at great ecological cost, concrete that scars the earth. Diesel backups spew CO2 equivalent to Europe's entire output. Wireless? It's renewable by design. Solar panels that pay back their energy debt in months. Beams that lose minimal power over distance, thanks to phased array tech that focuses like a laser. In the Namib Desert, a proposed megastation could power half of Namibia while reclaiming dunes for agroforestry. Trees planted with electrified pumps, roots holding sand in place. Carbon sinks rising where wastelands once reigned. This is Africa leading the charge on climate, not chasing the West's fumes. But let's talk health, because that's where the human cost hits hardest. In rural Malawi, maternal mortality rates hover at 500 per 100,000 births, one of the world's highest. Why? No power for emergency C-sections. No lights for midwives navigating breech deliveries. Wireless changes that. A station in Blantyre beams to 50 clinics, enabling night shifts and fetal monitors that beep warnings in real time. In 1 year, births attended rose 60%. Mothers like Grace, who lost her first child to blackout complications, now deliver under steady LEDs, her newborn cradled in warmth. It's poetic justice. Energy as the great equalizer. For girls, especially. In many villages, dusk means danger, assaults on the path to charge a phone or fetch water. With home receivers, girls stay safe, studying late into the night. Literacy rates climb. Dropout plummets. One study in Kenya's wireless zones showed female enrollment up 35%. They're coding apps, not carrying wood. Dreaming of boardrooms, not betrothals. And economies? Oh, they ignite. In Ghana's Ashanti region, cocoa farmers once sold raw beans cheap to middlemen. Now, with wireless-powered grinders and fermenters, they process on-site. Value-added products fetch triple the price. Cooperatives form, women at the helm. Exports surge, funding schools and clinics in a virtuous cycle. Mobile money explodes and M-Pesa transactions triple in lit-up areas. Because why hoard cash when your phone's a bank, charged right on your hip? This is the multiplier effect. 1 kilowatt beamed wisely births 10 opportunities. Now, scaling this continent-wide? It's ambitious, but blueprints exist. The African Union's Agenda 2063 calls for universal access by mid-century. Enter the Wireless Africa Initiative, a coalition of 15 nations from Cape to Cairo. Funded by a mix of Chinese loans, EU green bonds, and billionaire philanthropists like Aliko Dangote. First phase, 50 stations by 2030, covering 200 million people. Cost? Around $50 billion, steep, but peanuts compared to the $2 trillion fossil subsidy Africa still shoulders yearly. And returns? ROI in 7 years via productivity gains alone. Imagine the Sahara Solar Superhighway. A chain of stations from Morocco to Sudan, harvesting 10 gigawatts daily. Beams arcing south to the Congo, north to the Med. No borders for energy. Just flow. It could export surplus to Europe, turning Africa's sun into euros. Energy as diplomacy. Peace through plugs, or rather, through photons. Of course, challenges loom. Upfront costs daunt small nations. Safety concerns, those beams pack punch, stray them wrong, and you cook a flock of flamingos. Regulations lag, standards vary from Addis to Accra. Interference with comms or wildlife migration patterns? Valid fears. But solutions brew. Local manufacturing hubs in Rwanda's Kigali Innovation City, printing receivers with 3D graphene. AI safeguards that auto-adjust beams around thunderstorms or herds. International bodies like IRENA setting protocols, ensuring beams play nice with 5G and radar. And community buy-in at town halls where elders bless sites, ensuring cultural harmony. This isn't imposition. It's invitation. Africa owning its power, literally. So, is this the end of energy poverty? The signs scream yes. Pilots prove it works. Economics pencil out. Impacts cascade like Victoria Falls. By 2040, projections show 90% access if momentum holds. That's 500 million lives lit. Dreams electrified. A continent no longer defined by lack, but by leap. Africa, the cradle of humanity, reborn as its powerhouse. But wait. As we edge toward the horizon of this bright future, whispers start to swirl. Not from official briefings or press releases, but from late-night chats in Dar es Salaam cafes, encrypted telegram groups among Dakar engineers, and hushed corridors of Johannesburg boardrooms. Rumors. Those slippery sirens of speculation that dance between truth and tall tale. You know the kind, the ones that make you lean in, heart racing, wondering if the world's veil just lifted a fraction. So, let's indulge. Because in the second act of this energy saga, the plot thickens with maybes and might nots. First off, the granddaddy of them all, that mythical megastation in the heart of the Kalahari. Word on the street, or rather, in the shadows of Gaborone's tech meetups, is that a consortium of silent tycoons, including a certain South African mining magnate and a shadowy Emirati fund, is bankrolling a behemoth. Not just a transmitter. A fortress. Buried deep under red dunes, camouflaged as a nature reserve. Powered by a fusion of orbital solar mirrors, satellites slinging sunlight 24/7, and geothermal taps into ancient aquifers. The beam? Capable of juicing Lusaka to Luanda in one pulse. But here's the twist. Rumor has it, this isn't pure altruism. It's a Trojan horse for data dominance. Each receiver? A node in a Pan-African IoT web. Every light switched on pings location, usage, habits back to a central AI in, where? Nairobi? Or Beijing? Speculation splits. Some say it's to optimize distribution, like a benevolent big brother ensuring no village goes dark. Others whisper of surveillance, tracking dissidents via power draws, or worse, throttling supply to unruly regions. May be a tool for unity. May not. A chain disguised as light. Then there's the inventor angle. Maxwell Chikumbutso, that Zimbabwean wunderkind. Legends paint him as Africa's Tesla reborn. Holed up in a Harare bunker, tweaking devices that defy physics. But late-night scrolls on fringe forums buzz with darker lore. They say his tech isn't just wireless. It's alive. Embedded with biomimetic circuits that learn from users, adapting frequencies to moods or health via subtle EM pulses. Helpful? Imagine your fridge restocking itself by sensing hunger pangs. Or lights dimming to lull babies to sleep. Creepy? What if those pulses nudge behaviors, boost productivity in factories, or pacify crowds at protests with low-vibe calm waves? Officials deny it, of course. Chikumbutso laughs it off in interviews. But anonymous leaks from his ex-team hint at harmonics experiments shelved for ethical reasons. Fuel for the fire. And the funding? The money trails a rabbit hole. Public dollars from AFDB and World Bank flow openly. But rumors point to crypto barons in Cape Town laundromats, funneling Dogecoin gains into off-books R&D. Why? To seed a blockchain energy market, tokens earned per kilowatt beamed, traded peer-to-peer. Decentralized power for the decentralized continent. Utopia? Villagers mining crypto with idle receivers, buying solar shares. Dystopia? Hacks crippling grids, or whales hoarding beams for VIP zones. One hacker collective, Shadow Volta, claims they've already spoofed a test beam in Mozambique, blacking out a town for laughs. Prank or preview? You decide. Now, pivot to the geopolitics. The big boys are circling. China's Belt and Road whispers of silk beam extensions, wireless links from their Djibouti base, tying African grids to Shanghai switches. Control the current, control the continent. Russia? Floating rumors of Wagner mercs guarding Siberian-inspired microwave arrays in the Sahel, paid in uranium swaps. And the US? CIA fronts posing as green NGOs, embedding backdoors for strategic oversight. Maybe a multipolar dance where Africa plays kingmaker, auctioning beam rights to the highest bidder. May not just paranoid fever dreams from too much cod in Addis alleys. But then, the wild card, extraterrestrial angles. Yeah, you read that right. Fringe X threads, formerly Twitter, erupt with grainy drone footage from Namibia's Skeleton Coast. Alleged anomalous beams not from panels, but pulsing from thin air. Ufologists claim reverse-engineered ET tech, gifted to select shamans in exchange for mineral rights? Or observation posts. Skeptics scoff, lens flares from SpaceX sats. But insiders, a defector from Namibia's energy ministry, allege classified pacts with non-human intelligences, using wireless as a cover for global comms arrays. Power poverty solved as a cosmic side hustle. Entertaining? Absolutely. Plausible? In a world where quantum entanglement's real, who knows? Shifting gears to the human element. Village gossip mills grind finer tales. In Tanzanian Maasais, elders speak of spirit wires, invisible ancestors beaming wisdom through the waves, guiding rains or warning of lions. Helpful folklore, blending tech with tradition. Or harbinger. What if EM fields stir ancestral vibes, unlocking shamanic potentials? Placebo or portal? Reports trickle, healers in wireless zones diagnosing ills with tuned receivers, accuracies off the charts. Coincidence or convergence? And the dark side. Whispers from Congolese miners, beams causing ghost pains, migraines, fertility dips in beam shadows. Studies pending, but anecdotal floods. Corporate cover-up? Or hypochondria in the heat? Safety trials hush-hush, with volunteers signing NDAs thicker than phone books. Maybe, teething pains of new tech, ironed out like early cell phones. May not, a slow poison for the unwary. Economically, rumors of elite enclaves. Private beams for diamond barons in Botswana, siphoning public solar for yacht docks. While townships flicker. Inequality amplified, not erased. Or the flip, underground resistance nets, pirates hacking beams for free juice, birthing a black market energy bazaar. Smugglers trading receiver hacks like bootleg rum. Chaos or creativity? Environmentally, eco-horrors lurk in the lore. Beams scorching migratory paths, birds dropping mid-flight like fried locusts. Or superheating soils, birthing mutant crops, giant tomatoes in Kenya, or barren zones in Zambia. Apocalypse now, or alarmist art? Scientists poo-poo, citing containment fields. But a leaked IUCN report flags unforeseen trophic cascades. Food for thought. Socially, the gender flip. Empowerment tales abound, but counter-rumors, husbands unplugging wives' sewing machines in jealousy fits. Or matriarchs hoarding remotes, wielding power like scepters. Family feuds over beam shares. Microdramas in the macro shift. And youth? TikTok lore of beam parties, raves powered by rogue transmitters, lasers syncing to EM pulses. Ecstasy or epilepsy? One viral vid shows dancers levitating, filters, or fields. The metaverse merges with meat space. Now, the scalability specter. Dreams of continental webs clash with doomsaying. Insiders murmur of Phase 2 bottlenecks, orbital relays failing in solar storms, cascading blackouts from Cairo to Cape. Or quantum glitches, beams phasing through receivers, lost to ether. Backup plans? Fossil fallbacks, ironically. May be, resilient redundancies. May not, a house of cards in the wind. Geopolitics redux, beam wars. Hypotheticals of rival stations jamming signals, like Cyber Cold War 2.0. Ethiopia versus Egypt over Nile solar farms. Beams as bullets. Or Harmony, a UWA United Wireless Africa treaty, sharing spectra like shared savannas. Utopian pacts. And the endgame? The ultimate rumor, singularity seed. Whispers from silicon savanna coders, wireless as precursor to neural links. Beams not just powering bulbs, but brains. Uploading villages to the cloud, poverty transcended in silicon souls. Transhuman dawn or digital divide eternal? Musk tweets cryptic emojis, XAI Sims hinted models. Fact or fever? As we wrap this whirlwind, one truth persists. These rumors, wild as they are, underscore the stakes. Wireless power isn't just tech. It's a mirror. Reflecting Africa's audacity, its fears, its boundless maybe. Will it end energy poverty? The pilots say yes. The people say perhaps. The shadows say watch this space. Because in the dance of beams and dreams, Africa isn't just receiving power. It's radiating it. Back to the world. And that's the spark. What do you think? Drop your takes below, believer or skeptic? Hit like if this lit your mind. Subscribe for more breakthroughs. And remember, in the dark, the boldest ideas glow brightest. Peace.